Welcome to the history of the USA.
Imagine, if you will, a time before skyscrapers, before highways, before the United States of America as we know it today. Picture a vast, untamed wilderness, teeming with thick forests, wide rivers, and towering mountains. A land untouched by the trappings of modern civilization, a land of endless possibilities. This was the canvas on which the first European settlers began to paint their vision of a new world. They arrived on the shores of this promising land in the late 16th and early 17th centuries, aboard creaking ships and carrying dreams of a better life. These were not conquerors or explorers, but ordinary men and women driven by the desire for freedom, opportunity, and adventure. Their journey was not easy. The wilderness was beautiful, but harsh, filled with unknown dangers and unpredictable weather. But they persevered, building homes from the land itself, planting crops, and establishing communities. They adapted, learned, and grew, their lives shaped by the land they now called home. Yet, they were not alone. This land had been home to indigenous peoples for thousands of years. Cultures rich in tradition, wisdom, and a deep respect for the land. These native tribes, each with their own unique customs and languages, were the true stewards of the land. Their stories, their struggles, and their resilience are an integral part of the tapestry of America's history. As the settlers' communities grew, so did their aspirations. They began to dream of self-governance, of a society built on the principles of liberty and justice. These dreams would eventually spark the flames of revolution, a struggle that would give birth to a new nation. But that is a story for another time. For now, let us dwell on this crucial moment, this dawn of a new nation. As these brave souls ventured forth, they unknowingly laid the groundwork for a nation that would change the world. It was a time of change, a time of revolution. As the 18th century dawned, the American colonies began to chafe under the rule of the British Crown. The seeds of discontent were sown by a series of taxes and laws that the colonists felt were unjust. The Stamp Act, the Townshend Acts, and the infamous Tea Act stirred up a storm of protest. No taxation without representation became the rallying cry as American colonists began to resist the Crown's authority. The Boston Tea Party, an act of defiance that saw chests of tea dumped into the harbor, was a bold statement of this resistance. But it was more than just taxes. It was about freedom, autonomy, and self-determination. The spirit of liberty was kindling in the hearts of the American people, a spark that would soon ignite the flame of revolution. This revolutionary fervor found voice in the Continental Congress, a gathering of delegates from 13 colonies who came together to coordinate their resistance to British rule. Under the leadership of figures like John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson, the Congress crafted a Declaration of Independence, a document that would forever change the course of history. The American Revolution was a long and brutal war, pitting the colonists against the might of the British Empire. Yet, despite the odds, the American people fought with courage and tenacity. They were driven by a belief in their cause, a belief in the ideals of liberty, equality, and democracy. The battles of Lexington and Concord, the winter at Valley Forge, the victory at Yorktown, these are the milestones that marked the journey to independence. Each one was a testament to the grit and determination of the American people, and in the end, their efforts paid off. The Treaty of Paris, signed in 1783, officially ended the war and recognized the United States as a free and independent nation. The revolution was not just a war, it was the fiery crucible in which the United States was forged. The spirit of the revolution, the ideals it championed, would go on to shape the nation's future, guiding its growth and development in the centuries to come. In the aftermath of the revolution, a new challenge arose. The 13 colonies, now free from the British rule, found themselves facing an uncharted territory. They had won their independence, but what would they do with it? How would they govern this new nation? The answer lay in a historic assembly that took place in the summer of 1787. Delegates from each state gathered in Philadelphia with a Herculean task before them, to draft a blueprint for the fledgling nation. This blueprint, we now know, as the United States Constitution. The Constitution was not just a document, it was a promise, an agreement, a social contract. It was an embodiment of the ideals that the revolution had fought for: liberty, equality, and the pursuit of happiness. It was a testament to the foresight of the Founding Fathers, who envisaged a nation where the government derived its powers from the consent of the governed. The Constitution established a system of government that was unique for its time. It proposed a delicate balance of power between the three branches: the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. This separation of powers was a safeguard against tyranny, ensuring that no single entity could amass unchecked power. Yet the Constitution was more than a set of rules for governance. It was a living, breathing document that could evolve with the times. Its flexibility, exemplified by the amendment process, allowed for changes that reflected the changing values and needs of the American people. But the Constitution was not universally accepted at first. It sparked intense debates, exposing deep divisions among the delegates. Some feared it granted too much power to the federal government, while others believed it didn't go far enough. These disagreements led to the creation of the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments that guaranteed fundamental liberties like freedom of speech and religion. The Constitution was, and remains, a remarkable document. It has withstood the test of time and continues to guide the United States on its journey towards a more perfect union. In this document, the Founding Fathers laid out their vision for a nation of liberty and justice for all. And that vision lives on, shaping the American landscape for centuries to come. With the foundations laid, the young nation began to grow. The early 19th century brought with it an era of expansion, as the United States began to stretch its boundaries beyond the original 13 colonies. In the heart of this growth was the Louisiana Purchase. This monumental real estate deal doubled the size of the nation, extending its reach from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains. It was a testament to the ambition of the American spirit, and a testament to the vision of its leadership. As the country expanded westward, so did the promise of prosperity. The mid-19th century saw the California Gold Rush. This event brought an influx of settlers seeking their fortunes in the Golden State. This period of rapid population growth was marked by both opportunity and conflict, as the diverse cultures and interests of these new Americans clashed and converged. Yet, the pursuit of prosperity was not without its challenges. The mid-19th century was also marked by a conflict that would define the nation: the Civil War. A battle over the rights of states and the institution of slavery. This conflict tore at the heart of the country, dividing it into North and South. It was a brutal and bloody struggle, but it was also a turning point. The Civil War brought about the end of slavery and a new understanding of the Union. The end of the war marked a new era of reconstruction, as the nation worked to mend the wounds of conflict and create a more unified America. It was a time of rebuilding, of learning, and of growth. Through triumph and tragedy, America continued to evolve and expand, shaping the nation we know today. The story of America's expansion is one of ambition and adversity, but above all, it is a tale of perseverance. It is a testament to the enduring spirit of a nation that, from its earliest days, has striven to grow and improve, to push boundaries and to seek a brighter future for all its citizens. As the 19th century drew to a close, a new era began. An era of smokestacks and steam engines, of iron and innovation. This was the Industrial Revolution, a seismic shift that would forever reshape the United States. In the early 1800s, America was largely agrarian, with a majority of the population living and working on farms. But a series of technological advancements rapidly transformed the country into an industrial powerhouse. The cotton gin, the steam engine, the telegraph. Each invention played a crucial role in revolutionizing American industry. Let's take a pause to remember that these monumental changes didn't come without a cost. The Industrial Revolution brought about a wave of urbanization, with people flocking to cities in search of work. While this led to the growth of cities and the emergence of a new urban working class, it also resulted in overcrowded living conditions and grueling work hours for many. But it wasn't all hardship. The Industrial Revolution also ushered in a period of significant economic growth. As factories popped up across the country, America's production capacity skyrocketed, turning the nation into a global economic leader. The middle class expanded, and for the first time, goods that were once considered luxuries became accessible to the average citizen. Innovation wasn't confined to factories and assembly lines, though. This was also the era of the Transcontinental Railroad, a remarkable feat of engineering that connected the East and West coasts, facilitating trade and travel like never before. The Industrial Revolution was also a time of profound social and political change. As labor unions formed in response to poor working conditions, they fought for and won important rights that continue to protect workers today. The concept of a weekend, an 8-hour workday, child labor laws, these are all legacies of the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution brought unprecedented change, propelling America into the modern age. It was a time of great transformation, a period that saw the United States evolve from a largely rural and agrarian society to an urbanized industrial powerhouse. The echoes of this monumental era still reverberate today, shaping the world as we know it. In the early 20th century, the world was plunged into chaos. A new era dawned, shadowed by the ominous clouds of global conflict. The United States, a young nation full of vigor and ambition, found itself embroiled in the turmoil of the world wars. While the country had always prided itself on its independence and isolation from the old world's quarrels, these wars proved too large, too devastating to ignore. The Great War, or World War I as we know it today, was a cataclysm like none other. It was a war that changed the face of warfare forever. The United States entered this war late, in 1917, but its impact was immediate and profound. American forces, fresh and eager, helped tip the balance in favor of the Allies, leading to an eventual victory. However, the peace was short-lived. 2 decades later, the world was once again consumed by war. World War II was a conflict of even greater scale and devastation. It was a war that stretched from the sands of North Africa to the islands of the Pacific. And once again, America was pulled into the fray. It was in this war that the United States truly emerged as a global superpower. The nation's industrial might, combined with its military prowess, played a crucial role in defeating the Axis powers. These wars were not just about battles and strategies, though. They were about ideals, the ideals of freedom, democracy, and human rights. They were about a nation standing up to tyranny, oppression, and injustice. They were about America asserting its place on the global stage, not just as a military power, but as a beacon of hope, a champion of the oppressed. Through the trials and tribulations of the world wars, America was tested and tempered. It emerged stronger, more confident, ready to lead the world towards a brighter, more peaceful future. In the face of global conflict, America emerged as a beacon of hope and a world leader. While America grew stronger on the international stage, it faced a reckoning at home. As the mid-20th century dawned, the nation found itself in the throes of a profound social and political upheaval. This was the Civil Rights Movement, a pivotal period in American history that sought to dismantle systemic racism and champion racial equality. The movement was marked by nonviolent protests, civil disobedience, and legal challenges. These actions were led by ordinary citizens and iconic figures alike, all united by a shared vision of a fairer, more equitable America. Among these figures was a man whose eloquence and conviction would become synonymous with the movement. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a Baptist minister from Atlanta, Georgia, emerged as the face of the civil rights movement. His "I Have a Dream" speech, delivered from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, encapsulated the hopes and aspirations of millions of African Americans. But he was not alone. Other key figures included Rosa Parks, whose refusal to surrender her bus seat to a white passenger sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, and Malcolm X, whose fiery rhetoric and advocacy for black self-sufficiency stirred the consciousness of African Americans nationwide. The movement also saw the rise of influential organizations like the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, and the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. These organizations played a crucial role in mobilizing support for the cause and lobbying for legislation to end racial segregation and discrimination. The efforts of these individuals and organizations culminated in significant legislative victories. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin, while the Voting Rights Act of 1965 prohibited racial discrimination in voting. These victories did not come without sacrifice. Many faced harassment, violence, and even death in their struggle for equality. Yet their courage and resilience paved the way for the civil rights we enjoy today. The civil rights movement marked a pivotal moment in America's journey towards true equality. It was a testament to the power of collective action and the enduring spirit of the American people. It reminded us that in the face of injustice, ordinary citizens can rise up and change the course of history. As we moved into the final decades of the 20th century, a new revolution was on the horizon. A revolution that was not fought on battlefields, but in laboratories and living rooms across the globe. This was the dawn of the digital age. Imagine the world without the internet, without smartphones, without the endless stream of information at our fingertips. The late 20th century saw the rise of these technologies, transforming the way we live, work, and communicate. The United States was at the forefront of this digital revolution, with innovators and entrepreneurs transforming dreams into reality. In the heart of California, a place known as Silicon Valley became the epicenter of this digital boom. Here, companies like Apple and Microsoft were born, shaping not only the American economy but also the global tech industry. These tech giants redefined what was possible, bringing personal computers into homes, and eventually, the entire world into our pockets. But the digital age is not just about technology, it's also about the way it has changed our society. The internet has connected us in ways we could never have imagined. We can now reach across the globe in an instant, breaking down barriers and bringing people together. And yet, with great power comes great responsibility. The digital age has also brought new challenges. Issues of privacy, security, and the digital divide have become central to our conversations about the future. As we grapple with these issues, we also celebrate the incredible advancements of this era. From the development of artificial intelligence to the exploration of virtual reality, the digital age has opened up a world of possibilities. It has allowed us to dream bigger, reach further, and innovate faster. Despite these challenges, America's spirit of innovation remains undeterred. In the digital age, America continues to innovate, adapt, and lead. The journey of this great nation is far from over. From the first settlers to the digital revolution, the history of America is a story of courage, determination, and relentless innovation. We've seen how the dawn of a new nation was forged by pioneers who dared to venture into the unknown. They planted the seeds of a revolutionary spark that would ignite the fires of freedom and independence. We've revisited the birth of the Constitution, a beacon of democracy and a testament to the wisdom of our forefathers. This document, born out of debate and compromise, has guided our nation through expansion and conflict, shaping the America we know today. We've traced the transformative power of the Industrial Revolution, an era that propelled America into a new age of prosperity. This period of rapid progress and innovation laid the groundwork for the United States to emerge as a global powerhouse. We've remembered the world wars, conflicts that tested the mettle of our nation and its people. The bravery and sacrifices of those who fought for freedom remind us of the strength of the American spirit. We've reflected on the Civil Rights Movement, a pivotal chapter in our history that saw ordinary citizens rise up to challenge inequality and injustice. Their courage and perseverance continue to inspire our ongoing quest for a more perfect union. We've delved into the digital age, a time of unprecedented technological advancement that has revolutionized every facet of our lives. This era has showcased the boundless potential of the human mind and the indomitable spirit of American innovation. From every chapter of our history, we draw lessons of courage, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of progress. These are the threads that weave the rich tapestry of American history, a story that continues to unfold with each passing day. Thank you for taking this journey into the past with me. To help me continue to create these videos, could you please like, subscribe, and to get future notifications, ring the bell. Together, let's continue to explore the fascinating history of the United States of America.